You're listening to the Infinite Banking Mastery Podcast. Did you know that you could build a tax-free pool of wealth that's liquid and accessible all your life while building your retirement nest egg? Gain full control of your financial future and stop relying on the government and banks. The wealthy have already discovered this wealth-building secret. Now it's your turn to get financially secure without following the conventional wisdom that keeps you in debt to banks. Now here's your host, Valerie LaRocque.
Hello. Welcome to the Infinite Banking Mastery Podcast. Thank you for being here. Today, we're going to talk about not stealing from yourself. You're probably wondering, how is that even possible? How could I steal from myself? If it's my money, and I can use it however I want. Well, something Nelson Nash would always say is, don't steal the peas. Don't steal the peas. And he was referring to a story that he told in his book, Becoming Your Own Banker, on page 15. It's about a grocery store. And in his story, in his book, he's talking about this grocery store and how they have a very low margin or markup on the items that they sell in the store. And so they have to be very careful and sell a lot of stuff for them to make a profit. And so they would say, if you had a grocery store and you were buying groceries or your spouse was buying groceries, you would want to make sure that your spouse went through the front door, that they paid for the groceries, that they don't steal their own merchandise instead of going out the back door and not paying because why should I have to? It's my own grocery store. I shouldn't have to pay for it. But then what ends up happening is employees see this over and over. They start to see that your family never pays for groceries and they're always going out the back door. And then they start doing that. They're thinking, oh, well, they're doing it. They won't care if I take this one thing. They won't notice. And so he's saying you really need to be honest and value your store. And if you're going out the front door and you're paying for the groceries like everybody else, your books are going to look better. And then when it comes time to sell your business, your books and the value of your business is going to look like it's worth more because you've sold more. You've done a better job than maybe your competitor has because maybe they were going out the back door. So Nelson is saying that it's going to be better for your business for you to treat yourself and your family to treat your business like every other business and to pay for the groceries like you would anywhere else. He's saying that's going to be best for your business. And so as that relates to, or how that relates to the infinite banking concept is that when you take a loan from your policy, you're going to want to pay yourself back and with interest, not just thinking, oh, that's my own money. I'm just going to take it out. I'm not going to pay myself back, or I'm not going to pay myself back with interest. It's just in your best interest. Now, remember, you do have full control over this loan. So you don't have to pay yourself back with interest, or you can take a time period off and not pay everything back at once, or not pay it back however you want to over time, or pay interest only, or you have full control over how you're paying this loan back. But he's saying that the best way to do it is to pay yourself back with interest. And that's something that we do for our clients. We will help them if, depending on how they would like to pay it back, we can create amortization schedules for them and actually show, well, what interest rate do you want to pay, or how many months do you want to pay, or years? How much of a payment do you want per month? And we can create out of some of these variables, 2 out of 3, and create a payment plan for our clients. And so that's one way that we help people to do that. But the idea, the main point is that you just want to pay yourself back with interest. That is the major power behind the infinite banking strategy, is to pay yourself back with interest. Because if you're just borrowing money out and paying it back and just back and forth, your policy is still going to grow. It's still going to be awesome. You're still going to be able to have the cash value growing even while you're taking loans and paying things off, or doing something with that money, investing in real estate or investing in something else that you're passionate about. Your account value will continue to grow, and so it will still do its thing. It's just that your banking system as a whole will do better if you're paying yourself back with interest. And the question is, why wouldn't you want to? Why is it that we have such a hard time valuing our own money or putting a price to it? Because we are more than willing or more than happy to take a loan out and pay someone else interest, pay another bank interest, or have a credit card balance and be paying sometimes really nightmarish interest like 15% or 19% or 29.99%. For some reason, we're willing to do that when we have those things, those credit cards or those loans out there, but we don't want to pay ourselves with interest. But when you do so, you're going to end up with more because that excess interest is only coming back to you. So maybe it's kind of like tricking your mind to pay yourself more money back, but in those little payments that you're making every single month, before you know it, you have more money. And so it's going to be better for you. In fact, most of our clients are saving or paying themselves back at an interest rate of anywhere from 8, 10, or even 12% interest. They're selecting this interest rate on purpose and then creating a payment plan around it so that in the long run, they end up with more money. They end up with more overall cash in their banking system to do more things with. They're able to recycle that money faster and then put it out to work again somewhere else in another investment or something else that they want to do with those funds. So if you want your policy to be in your banking system to be as successful as possible, then you need to treat your account like you would any other loan. Create an interest rate for yourself greater than the amount that the insurance company is charging you, because remember that the insurance company is charging interest, and the interest that you're paying, at least that they're charging, there's a certain rate, is going back to the company. There's a portion of interest that's going back to the company because the company has to earn interest. Whether you're using it or you're not using it, they have to put the money to work and earn interest on it so that they can afford to pay their death claims, pay their employees, and live up to the promises that they have within your policy. And also, when the company is profitable because of the way that they're earning money, that money comes back to you, or those gains, they come back to you in the form of a dividend. And so you want your company to be profitable. You want to receive that dividend because that helps to build your banking policy faster and really get it to snowball and get bigger. So it's dividends that come in there. They come in and they pile on, and then those dividends that you received also start to earn guaranteed interest. And so it really becomes a large snowball faster throughout your life. So you want your insurance company to be profitable so that you can receive your dividends as well. So you're either borrowing the money or they're doing something else with it, but they do need to earn a certain percentage to meet all of their death claims and all the things that they're responsible for. So sometimes people get confused. They think, oh, that's my money, I'm paying myself the interest. Well, in a way, yes, but the interest rate, that there is an interest rate being charged, and it's going to the insurance company because they need that money to run the business. So you have first rights to the money in your account. If you have a policy and you have a cash value in there, you have the first right to access that for whatever your needs are. But if you're not using it or utilizing those funds, the company is utilizing them in another way. And so the company charges interest and you pay back, and we encourage you to pay back at least that interest rate, but also then some. Tack on some more interest on top of what the company is charging and pay yourself back at a higher rate. You're going to end up replenishing your account much more quickly and growing your overall system larger and faster. Sometimes I hear from clients, well, how can I make money if I'm paying the company interest? And how am I able to earn when I'm having to pay out interest to the company? Remember that when you borrow against your funds, when you're taking a loan from the company, they are looking at your account value and saying, oh, okay, you have collateral with us. So we know you have money with us, so that if for some reason you can't pay back your loan, we will be able to take those funds from your account. And for example, at your death as well, if you have not paid back your loan and you pass away, it will come out of the death benefit, which is always much larger than the cash value you have inside of your account. So they're not worried about you being able to pay that loan back, but they're using your account value as collateral. And then they are issuing you a loan from their own resources. And so because of that, your account value is able to continue to grow with guaranteed interest and dividends as though you never touched it, even though you go in and borrow against those same funds to go do what you need to do, go out and invest into something, into real estate or something. So since you are not actually withdrawing funds from your account is able to continue to grow without interruption. And so every time you make a premium payment, that premium payment goes to your account value, and now you have a new higher account value, a new account base in there, account value, cash, that then is able to earn the guaranteed interest and then the dividends. And then the dividends increase that as well. So your account is always growing and never interrupted. The magic of compounding interest really is magical when it's uninterrupted like that, when it's able to just grow and snowball. And so on one side, you have your money growing and it's never going down because it's only always going up because you're adding premium on a regular basis. And on the other side, when you take a loan from the company, you are paying on a balance that's shrinking down because you are paying on your loan that is going down every time you make a payment. So the interest being charged to you is shrinking. It's going down every time you make a payment. And so you end up doing better overall because your account balance only always goes up and you're paying on a loan that's going down. And so you're paying less and less interest as that loan shrinks over time. So yeah, that's one of the most magical parts about infinite banking is that your account is always able to only be growing while you have a separate loan with the insurance company against your collateral, that's your cash value in your policy. So next week, I think I will go over more of the mechanics of what's actually happening in your policy when you are paying interest over and above the amount that the company is charging you. Sometimes that confuses people. Where does my interest go when I'm paying more than what the company is charging? So I think I will go into that in more detail next time. But what you should take away from this is that if you open your own banking policy, it's going to be in your best interest to pay yourself back with interest and greater interest than what the company is charging you. It's going to be in your best interest. It's not required, and you have full control of your loan. You can do pretty much anything you want. You can do anything you want with regards to paying it back, or how long it's going to take you to pay it back, how many months you want to pay it back, or if you need to take 5 years off because something's happening. It's really under your control. I'm just letting you know what will be in your best interest with your policy, what will be best for you. And also, whatever you do, you want to value your own money in the same way that you value a loan or money from any other company. You're willing to pay interest to another company, so you should be willing to pay interest for your own account, and that's going to launch you further ahead. So you just want to make sure that you are treating your own money with the same value, that you value your own money in the same way. You don't want to be what Nelson would say is stealing from yourself by not paying anything to yourself with regards to interest and then taking away from your future growth on your policy. So that's all I have for you today. I look forward to next time. If you would like to learn more about how a policy structured to fit your needs could work for you, please reach out to me at Valerie@alphaomegawealth.com. Have a great week.
This is the podcastfactory.com.